We will force them. We will make them. We will make them collaborate with the global elite. We will make them believe like we believe. Now, there's a lot said with what Klaus just released with the WEF. Now, words are something. Republicans are good at grandstanding and talking, but a lot of times no action gets done. But when it comes to the other side, they actually talk and they act upon it, and it seems like we just allow them to do it. Now, France, UK both had huge swings towards conservative-style movements just a few weeks ago. It looked like Le Pen and Farage and all these people that was fighting for their countries were going to win. And all of a sudden, they lose in landslides to the global elite. Not only that, they lose to landslides to people who believe in the initiatives that really push for open borders and believe in what the WEF has in store for. Now, what about America? Today is Monday, and you know what was said just yesterday? Well, we used our puppet in the White House for so long to now, I don't know if he's worth it anymore. Today will be the day that we will make the change, and it could happen as soon as 24 hours. Now, that's some big words. Is it because his usefulness became uselessness because now they're worried about Trump winning? It would destroy their plan like Le Pen was going to do in France. So it didn't work out for her. And they're trying to make sure it doesn't work out for Trump. What's the plan to replace the guy that's up top in the U.S. right now? Well, the DNC, and man, the media is taking after him. He says it's only an act of God that would remove him from this position. I'm worried to know what that act of God will look like in our government. Let's dive in today. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today. If you are new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up. It means the world to me, and I humbly ask if you like this channel, subscribe and comment. Tell us what you think. Because I'll be honest with you, we're in trying times. I feel like we're making all the right moves here in America, as in the primary situation where Trump is getting a lot of victories lately. Biden's looking weak. And to be honest with you, I don't want him looking too weak because, again, that means they're going to try to replace him. Well, that is now. So a few things we need to talk about. First, let's talk about France and UK. Just a few weeks ago, between Le Pen in France and also Farage and some of the people that were looking for conservative movements in UK, they really started making waves and inroads to where they were going to win these elections. Everybody thought, hey, this is a shoo-in now. I mean, the people are speaking, and they don't want this garbage global open policy that has been pushed on their people and this wars. And it seems like everything that France leadership and UK leadership was doing, the people were against. The true citizens were against. Well, guess what? After even the first few rounds of elections, the left ends up winning in landslides. Even bigger than was even thought, to where now people are looking at 50, 60, 70% taxes, conscriptions for war, and now open borders. They were holding up in France, instead of waving just the French flag, they were waving the Palestinian flag. It's always good to know. Yeah, all that mass migration is actually paying off for the leftists. So that's what's happening in France, and they're still rioting. Even though they won, they're still rioting and tearing up France. UK, same way. There was a liberal that won it that's even more liberal than the one they had. But it wasn't proposed that they were going to win. It actually looked like the conservative was going to win up into just a few days ago. Now, is that what's coming for America? Well, they're trying their hardest. Klaus came out and said this week, now he's leaving his post, but this is what he said. He said, humanity must be forced into collaborating with what we want for a globalist push. Now, what is he saying? He's saying we will make people believe how we feel. We will make people believe the agenda that we're pushing. Well, they don't have to make believe it because it's already happening in UK. It's already happening in France. No matter what the people thought they were voting for, they lost. And now that just opens that border up to more migration. More migration causes more chaos causes more control causes for more leaders of the world to step in and say, you know what, we need a global party that's willing to stand and help these areas, i.e. the UN and the wealth will step in. What about America? Right now it looks like Trump is dominating. But, I mean, just yesterday, Biden talks about Philadelphia helping him win the Senate race, not of Pennsylvania, of Delaware. The man is losing it. There was another clip where he was at a church and the preacher was trying to make him look like he was doing something and giving to the church, and the preacher is called on a hot mic giving him $100 for Biden to turn around and give it back to the church so it looks good on television. But Biden is so confused by the $100 that he's getting in his hand, he don't know what to do, so he actually looks like thunderstruck about what to do. And then he's just sitting there completely lost. It's sad. It's so sad. However, I hope they don't replace him. And if they do, I hope it's with Kamala. But here's the thing. There's a new article from Zero Hedge that just came out last night. And it said, it will hit the fan today. It will hit the fan today. And it's already happening. It's just behind closed doors right now. DC in turmoil as Biden says only an act of God will dislodge him. He will not leave other than that. Well, to be honest with you, it seems like everybody is in on making him leave. There's just a few holdouts on the higher election, the Biden-esque people. But what I think they're doing, I think what you're seeing is when people are holding out with him, what they're doing is stalling the inevitable because they're trying to make sure they have all their eggs in a row, their dominoes set to make sure that when he falls out, they've got the plan. They've got the plan. And I think they're working on the plan. I think that's why you see those people holding out, standing and being his cheerleader like Gavin Newsom. But Gavin Newsom's been in all these states lately. Whitmer's all of a sudden all in these states. Obama behind the closed door. So what's actually happening behind closed doors? Well, again, Biden is failing in front of us. Well, remember, he was the darling of the left, darling of the news media. Well, he's actually made a sham of the news media because now the news media is realizing this guy is confused and he's not willing to step out. So therefore, should we just push him out? Boy, the media has taken off on him. All the leftist media, from Axios to New York Times to CNN to MSNBC, is blasting this guy. Do you think they got the same talking points? I wonder. Because you know what they see? Trump's going to win. And when they see that, that scares the global push. So now they've got to find a way that somebody has got to beat Trump. Well, here's what's going to happen. I may be wrong. But this week, a congressman said it will happen this week. He will be gone. Now, what he's saying is he may not be actually gone, as in making the announcement this week, especially right before the RNC. That would be a disaster for the DNC. But I think what they're going to do is let him go all the way to the DNC convention. And I heard a guy say this on the Vivek podcast the other day. He may go through the convention and quote-unquote win all the delegates and win all the election to then step out at that time, because then it allows only a small team of people to decide, not the whole delegation, not the whole convention, not the whole states, to decide who actually goes forward. When it passes the convention after he quote-unquote wins the nomination, it's left up to the majority leaders of the House and Congress. It's left up to the main players in the DNC and even some of the past leaders like past presidents. So instead of it being left up to 50 states, it's left up to about 10 to 15 people. Whoa, now it gets real, because then they can decide who is going to be the darling of the left. And remember, if they do this at August, that means he or she has only 2 months to run, so it makes them look good because they're in a honeymoon phase where nobody is going to throw shade on them. People can't dig up the dirt on them, so for 2 months they're going to be the media darling. So they need to win. They need a situation where no matter what it looks like on television, like Le Pen and Farage and all these conservatives are going to win, which Farage did win. I give him kudos in UK. But when it comes to the bigger elections, the liberals, they won out. And you know who helped them? The migrants and the Muslims. Just look at the numbers. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just being honest. That's who helped them win those elections. So remember, the left will use whomever they can use to get to power. And when they get to power, then it doesn't matter to them anymore. Well, did you hear what Klosh said? He said, we will make them follow what we're doing, and they will go along with our agenda. Well, how will they do that? They won't do it under Trump. So now they're kicking the old man out, and they're going to find a new way and a new movement to have a better darling. And again, I honestly believe if they can tap Michelle, especially after the DNC or right during the DNC, even though that plan may be in force now, they're not going to throw her out to the wolves yet. They may wait till after the convention. And man, that's going to be a honeymoon phase. Everybody in the legacy media is going to be just fawning over it. And then the real election starts. Oh, it's too, I mean, we can't even do a debate. It's just too close to election. And so therefore, she gets a quick pass on just about everything. And she is about the only one who can beat Trump based on the numbers. So is that their goal? Is that their initiative? It seems like they kind of had a sleight of hand when it comes to UK and France. What about America? That's what's most important. Right now, they're throwing crazy laws out about our 2A rights. They're throwing crazy laws out about our First Amendment rights. Are we willing to just stand down and let what happened in France and UK happen here? The congressman said the stuff, using the better word, will hit the fan come this week. Because we're worried about down ballots. We're worried about what happens with the governor races, the Senate races, the Congress races, the races all the way down to the local elections. And if we have a bad leader up top, it will hurt us all the way down. So now is the time for new leaders. So Biden's act of God may be quicker than he thinks. And I don't know if it'll be act of God. It may be the act of government and some of the big players. But I don't think he'll be the one running against Trump. I wish he was. I truly do. But I don't believe he will, because I believe the globalist, more than just the DNC, has something way bigger planned and in store for America. And they need that open border. They need that global push. And Trump would destroy that. Guys, let me know your thoughts. That means patriots, that means conservatives have to stand up. I get so angry at hearing Comer and Jordan and Johnson and all these conservatives, or quote-unquote conservatives and Republicans, stand in Congress and say they're going to open an investigation. They're going to write a strong letter. They're going to stand up for America. They're not doing nothing. They're grandstanding. And no one's actually representing us. So are we going to see what happened in France and UK happen here? Think about it. How many times have you heard in the Fed? How many times have you heard that we need to get rid of the Department of Education and the Fed? You know who could do that? Congress. We have the House. We can end them both right now. We like to talk, but no action. So now it comes down to conservatives. Can we hold strong? Can we get Trump in? Because they're going to do everything to get Biden out and put a darling in. And I think we're going to see a fight of a lifetime in the next 2 months. Guys, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you are seeing, what you're thinking. Comment below. Tell us, some wisdom, because we can grow together and learn from each other. I mean, if France and UK is anything like we thought, I mean, again, their conservatives were winning handily, and all of a sudden lost in a landslide. What's going to happen in America? Because America's even more important than them when it comes to the globe. It's going to be crazy. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless.